Hey there, fashion bosses, how are you doing? Before we start, I'd like to show you this beautiful dress. This is what we are working on. It's a dress with some drapes or pleats, on the front bust area with waistline. This is what the back look like. Okay, this opening around the back, and the back also got a basque. Okay, with some string around the shoulder area. Okay, so this is actually what the front view of the dress looks like. The dress is pretty small. The owner is small, so we could not, you know, um display the back the way it should be with the feet. Okay, that's what I had to show you, earlier. Okay, what the back looked like and all. This is the front. Okay, it's got some drapes plates, on the bust areas. It got a basque, and all of that. Okay, so if this is what you would like to learn how to make, please stay to the end of this class. And whilst you are at that, do well to subscribe if today is your first time on this channel. Please kindly subscribe, and if you are a returning subscriber, we say thank you. All right, for always coming by. Okay, so we go straight to the cutting table. This is my pattern paper. I've already gone ahead to measure, the okay, so there is no starting line. We are going to draft it like an off shoulder. Okay, so I place my tape roll on 5 inches, which is the basic for off shoulders. Okay, so I place it to get my bust points. I'm placing it to get my under bust points. It's just basic bodies, right, but off shoulders. So after getting those parts, I'm just going ahead, okay, to connect my lines together. Okay, and then I'm going to come down from my waistline by 9 inches. This is going to represent for the basque. Okay, this 9 inches is where the basque is going to sit on, that V in front of the dress. And I'm going ahead right now to connect it. So from the waistline to this last line is 9 inches, and it's for the basque. And then I'm labeling the bust point, or the bust point, the waist, and the basque line, which is the 9 inches. So after doing that, guys, I am going to come down by 2 inches, and then I am measuring my shoulders divided by 2 right about now. Okay, so you just follow keenly. After doing that, I place my tape roll on 5 inches, and then I'm going to measure my armhole. Armhole is 7 inches. Okay, so we've put out 5. The remaining 2 is what we just measured right now, and then we are connecting it, okay, as our armhole. So right about now, we're going to impute our circumferences. Your bust divided by 4, your under bust divided by 4, your waist divided by 4. So after imputing all of that, I'm connecting it with a roll. Okay, all right, so I'm connecting my armhole with a slight curve, like you can see me do right now. It's just basic border, guys. And then remember, these 2 inches that we came down by is the neckline. I'm going to connect it to give me the sweetheart, shape kind of neckline. Okay, so once I was done with that, I am going to connect my backs. Okay, so from this waistline, I'm going to come down by 2 inches. That is where the basque, the V is going to start from, not exactly, on the waistline. So I came down by 2 inches, and then I will connect with a slant. But before doing that, I'm going to come in by 0.5. Okay, so I will connect from this new waistline now into that 0.5. Okay. All right, so guys, we are basically done with the drafting of the front bodies. So we are going to go ahead to cut it out. Okay, but before doing that, yes, we're going to go ahead to cut it out. So after cutting it out, rather, I'll just keep it. Okay, I'll keep it. I'm not going to transfer it into my fabric. I'll just keep it, and then just follow the tutorial, guys. Okay, after doing this, we are going to go ahead to draft for the back panel. Okay, so this is just basically for the front. Okay, so I'm doing my cutting right about now, right? So this is for the front. As you can see, I added 0.5 inch, on this back area to join. So we are going to draft for the back bodies. This is my zippers, 2 inches basic, but we'll end up not using it. So I went up by 5 inches for my off shoulder. I measure my bust points, my under bust points, my waistline, and then I am replicating those measurements so that I can connect with a straight roll. Sorry about that. Okay, so I am connecting those measurements now with a straight roll. I jumped the under bust measurements for now, but I will still come back to it. So my bust, my waist, okay, and then I am going to come down by that same 9 inches that we use for the front for the basque, okay, and then I will connect this way. All right, after doing that, I fold in my zippers allowance. Like I told you earlier, we will end up not using that zippers allowance. But for the very, if you don't want to do all of those paparazzis with it at the back, you would need the zipper area. So that's for my shoulders. I came down by 2 inches, 3 inches rather, because the off shoulder is 5 inches. So you are left with 3 inches, and then I connect to my armhole. Okay, so once I was done with that, I am imputing my circumference is bust divided by 2, waist divided by 2, and then I'm going to connect. Okay, so after connecting, I'm connecting my armhole curve right now with a slight curve like we did for the front panel. Okay, so once we were done with that, I'm going to come down by 2 inches for the neckline. Okay, I want it to be slanted. Okay, as you can see, I'm connecting from the shoulder line into that 2 inches we came down by, for the back um panel. So I'm coming down by 2 inches here. Remember, we did this for the front panel. The it didn't exactly start from the waist, I mean the basque. Okay, so I'm going to connect this to the 9 inches we measured. Okay, but before doing that, I am going to measure 4 inches. Okay, just like for that. Okay, 4 inches, and then I confirmed my under bust measurements. Okay, I confirmed my under bust measurement, that point, okay, that we didn't use earlier, and then I connected it. Okay, because it's going to have this opening I showed you earlier, at the beginning of this video. So once I was done, this 4 inches here that is supposed to stand for that I connected into that measurement we took as the bust line. Okay, so this triangle now we are going to cut it off. So I came out by 0.5 like we did for the front panel, and then I'm going to connect for my basque. Okay, so we are done. Just watch how I'm going to cut this. If you go back to the beginning of the video, you will see that the back panel was open. This triangle we just created. Okay, we are going to take it off. That part is going to be opened. Okay, you see why I said we won't be needing the zippers. So it's also going to have a string, okay, where we are going to tie this at the back. That is why I said it won't be needing the zippers. Okay, so I just go ahead to cut like you are seeing me do right now. Okay, so this is what we have. I'm going to cut out the zippers, leaving like a 0.5 for stitching. Cut out the zipper allowance that we created earlier. Okay, so this is for the back panel. All right, so I fold my fabric this way so that we can transfer our front pattern. But you remember the style as this drape, on the center front. Okay, we did not include that in the pattern drafting. So this is what we are going to do. I pinned down my pattern this way. I'm going to add more inches to this pattern. That's inches I'm going to add, like about 10 inches thereabout, is what we are going to use to do that pleat, that drape, that pleat in front. Okay, so I added 10 inches more, okay, from where the pattern ended. That 10 inches what we're going to use to pleat, that pleat we have, on the center front, okay. So when we are done pleating, you're going to say, just follow what I'm doing. So I'm just going to go ahead to cut it straight this way. I'm not going to cut it to the shape of the pattern yet until we are done doing the front drape or the pleats, on the center front. Okay, so I iron to get that center gator line because it is really important, so that when we are doing our pleats, we are working with that center line so that it won't be bent or folded or anything. Okay, so I'm just going to use this pattern, all right, to cut out the neckline, and that armhole line, okay, just like you can see me do. Okay, and then we are going to go ahead, okay, to form that center, that pleat or the drape we have on the center front. Okay, so I'm just marking this so that I can differentiate the front from the back. So whatever I'm doing to this piece, I'm going to line, the upper bodies. It's the same thing you're going to do on your lining piece. So you take your front panel this way and then you pleat. Okay, just like you can see me do. When you pleat, you sew on it to hold it down. Okay, do well to follow that line you have created, on the center front, so that it will be properly aligned, it will be straight and not bent. Okay, that is the essence. So when I pick my pleat this way, I will go and stitch it. Okay, so you pick the pleat, you get to your under bust. That is why we added like 10 inches. Okay, don't forget it's an off shoulder. We've already deducted 5 inches from the top. Okay, so this is what I have once I was done picking the plate. As you can see, is looking proper. And this is the lining. I did the same thing to the lining. Okay, so at this point now we're going to fold it into two and then use our pattern paper to properly, cut it right about now. We have exhausted our 10 inches. Okay, so whatsoever is left, from the bottom parts, the excess fabric, we are going to cut it out. So but it was rather we had excess than being in short of fabric. So I'll just go ahead and pin this down and then I will reshaping the pattern paper, reshaping the panel like you can see me do. Okay, and then I transfer the pattern right now into the fabric. Okay, please do well to ask a question if you have any one bothering your mind with respect to this video. If there is a part of this video you did not understand, please do well to go over the video again, okay, and watch until you get the idea behind what we are doing. As you can see, the front pattern is looking well seated. I'm doing the same. I'm using the front panel to cut for the lining. Okay, so if you've watched this video to this point, please do well to subscribe if you have not. And when you subscribe, you tap on the subscription button. Do well to tap on the bell. The bell enables you to get notification each and every time we drop new videos, which of course we always do. So this is the front panel, as you can see. Okay, you see the drape, the bust area. Okay, so I'm going to use the lining, right, to turn this piece. Okay, if you don't want to use lining, it's okay, well and good, but I like to use lining so the inside looks really very neat. Okay, so I just use this lining to turn the front piece. Okay, so I place it this way and then I will sew the neck area, sew the side. So I won't sew this basket area because that's where we are going to use to turn. Okay, so this is it once we're done sewing. As you can see, using my pattern paper to check out, and it's looking all well. Okay, so this is it once we're done sewing the neck area and the side. I didn't sew the armhole. It's just a regular way of turning our pieces. Okay, So this is what we have. So we're done with the front panel for now. We're going to transfer our back pattern to our fabric. So this is the back pattern. Okay, I place it this way and then I pin it down. All right. So once I was done pinning, I'll just go ahead to cut out what we have on the pattern paper, okay, on the fabric. Please do well to subscribe if you have not, okay? And we have a training that is ongoing on how to make pants trouser, different type of pants trouser, from measurements to cutting and stitching and drafting and all of that. So if there's something you would like to participate on, do well to send a message to the WhatsApp number you are seeing on your screen right now, okay? In that pants trouser training, you learn how to make different kinds of pants, from straight to palazzos to cargos to wrap, and all of that, to pleats, different kinds of trousers, to flay trousers and all, okay? Do well to send a message if you are interested. So this is it. Once we are done transferring the pattern to the fabric, so I just slit this part open because although I will end up stitching it back, okay, but for now I just slitted it open. So I transfer the same to the lining piece, okay? So I cut open that back part. I cut out that back part that is meant to be open, on the back panel, okay? So once we are done cutting our fabrics and our lining, we are going to use our lining right about now to turn the fashion fabric, which of course is the main piece. So I place it this way, the right part, and then I pick one piece of the lining, place it, okay, this for the other parts, okay, this for the other parts, right? So this is for this parts, okay? And then I'm going to stitch this area that I'm showing you. You see, this is what the back look like, okay? This is what the back look like. You saw the opening. So I'll stitch like this, like this, like this, like this, okay? You do the same to this piece, like this, the top, the side, the triangle, like this, and then like this. I'll take that again, okay? So I stitch like this, like this, like this, okay? And then I'll do the same to the other part, stitch like this, and then down, okay? So once you are done stitching, you also stitch the side like this, okay? Don't stitch the back area, okay? Because that's where you're going to turn it from, stitch the side, all right? But before stitching the side, okay, I told you the back is going to have a string where we can tie it. So I have this piece, okay. It's actually 5 inches. I folded both side, okay. I folded both side and I kind of penciled the mouth. So I place it this way, okay, on this side of the back piece like this, okay, before stitching my lining, okay. You see where I place it, the open side before this angle side, okay, and then I'll take it and sew. I'll do the same to the other piece. The belt for tying is on both pieces of the back panel. So you see what it looks like. It's just a simple straight fabric. I just penciled the mouth a little, okay? You see, this is what it looks like, and then I'm going to tie it this way, okay? Or the owner is going to tie it that way. This is what the back panel looks like, okay? All right, this is it. This is the idea. All right, this is the idea. Okay, You see the back, you see the panel. I place it and everything is looking properly aligned and well, okay? So I stitch this place down also. Remember we divided it, right? So I'm just pinning before I will take it to the sewing machine to stitch. So right about now, we are going to bring the front panel, place it on the back panel so that we can shape it, okay? So I just place it like this. Everything is looking fine and falling in place. So I just place it like this and then I will shaping it using my bust measurements, under bust waistline, waist measurements, and then I'll shaping and sew, right? Shaping and sew. Don't forget you are not sewing the basque area, okay? I'll just sew like this after shaping, right? So after shaping and sewing, this is what we have. The whole thing is falling in place already. You see the back panel, everything is falling in place, right? So meanwhile, I've already cut out the bottom is a straight fabric, just a straight fabric. You know, it's a dress. So I minus the upper body from the lower body. So whatever I have left, I just cut it as a straight piece and then I drew a gathers. So we are going to sew that gathers now round about this basque area. That's all. Nothing difficult, okay? So this is how I'm going to place the gathers. So I just notch the midpoint. So is a dress. I minus the upper body, okay? From the entire length. What was left is what I use as this gathers, okay? Straight fabric, and then I run a gathers, and then I'm going to sew the gathers, on the basque area, just the way I'm showing you right about now, okay? Just like you sewing on your round waist and then I sew it round. So once we are done sewing, this is what we have. It's looking beautiful, okay? I love it. It's actually looking beautiful, okay? This is what we have, you see? Very beautiful. And this is the back, okay? So I'm going to place a zipper on the side, right? So that it will be easy for the owner to open. So I'll place a zipper on the side, okay? An invisible zipper. Okay, guys, we are done with this tutorial. So I have the string, just a straight string, okay, that we are going to attach on the shoulder area for tying, okay, at the back and at the front panel. So I pin it down, okay, and then I'll take it to my sewing machine and attach with the machine. I do the same on the back panel, okay, and we are done, guys. So if you found this video useful in any way, you may not need everything, but at least an idea. Please do well to like, share, give a thumbs up, okay? Please, I beg of you, okay? So this is what we have. This is how the owner is going to tie it, okay? This is how the owner is going to tie it. Beautiful dress, okay? Beautiful dress. And this is the idea. All right, guys. Whew, I'll see you guys. So I just folded the bottom and then we'll iron, okay? So I'll see you guys in the next tutorial video, guys. Do well to subscribe if you have not, okay? This is the back. Subscribe, like, share, and give a thumbs up, okay? This is the back. This is the string for the tie, okay? That is the opening. Bye bye.